Transmission.
This is Captain Shack, commanding officer of the fleet. Today's the day, gentlemen. The humans of the Empire, long ago, I think they knew they were doomed. But where another race would have surrendered to despair, our ancestors fought back with even greater strength. They made the Crusaders fight for every inch of space. Never has the universe seen anything like it. They would weep, they would pray, they'd say goodbye to their loved ones and then throw themselves without fear or hesitation at the very face of death itself. Now, we the children of those brave men and women have made it to a new galaxy, a fresh start. Through the generations, we, the few rebels willing to go against the Empire's final order of surrender, have risked it all, roaming from star to star in search of a new home. We've learned many valuable lessons: cooperation over conquering, freedom over oppression. For the last decade, we've sent ships in every direction, searching for a new home. Today, we found that home. Now we, the captains of the migrant fleet, must make a vote. What kind of civilization will we become? What lessons have we learned from the past? What mistakes can we avoid, and what path can we set for our people to follow in the millennia to come? Sadly, not all of us have made it to this new promised land. Commander Lynx, the first officer of the flagship Endurance, passed away in his sleep just before we made it to orbit. His tactical advice, years of service, and companionship will be greatly missed. In his honor, we name our new home system the Lynx Concordia system. For we land on this planet as a united race, of one heart, one goal, to establish a beacon of freedom and prosperity for the universe to follow. A government that speaks for the people, elected by the people, a true democracy. Some, those who didn't believe in this cause, have left the fleet, in search of their own home. To those humans, we only wish them the best. Sadly, the galaxy that we arrived into hasn't been overly friendly. The other races and creatures have been, at best, dismissive, and at worst, outright homicidal. We've decided a secret colony is best, a base of operations that's easily defendable, hidden in the ice of a planet barely in the habitable zone of the Lynx system. It's from here we'll reach out into the night. Over the generations, we've acclimated to the cold touch of metal as our primary environment. The fleet physicians and the military leaders agree, this cold planet is our best bet. Lock down the hatches, brief your crews, and prepare to make planetfall. Rebel Command, out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shack here. Welcome to the first episode of Season 3 of Stellaris, the Grand Campaign. This time, we are taking on a new empire. So in our last one, as you guys saw probably in the intro, because I haven't quite finished that yet as of recording this, we are taking on the idea of a very rebellious group of Imperial citizens. This is their generations and generations detached from the last season. They've traveled to a new galaxy to find, well, maybe peace, maybe build their dream republic, a democratic society, because they're trying to learn from the past mistakes of the fallen empire that they left behind. They've embraced the idea of being rebels because the last act that they did for the empire that they were loyal to was to, well, ignore the final order, to rebel against what they were told to do, which was surrender and leave. So they kind of embraced that. Now, what does the race actually got? Well, we've got, I'm gonna edit this a little bit. There's our new logo. Our background color is going to be this, well, kind of black color. I was worried that wouldn't work on the map, but it seems to be just fine after I tested it. We are gonna change up some of their traits though. Let's go ahead and jump in there right now and do this. I wanna get rid of slow breeders, because that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I have that. And fleeting, which makes them not live as long. But we do need another point. So we're taking up intelligence. The individuals that have made it, our scientists, are some of the best. They're creative, open thinkers. They're also adaptive. Because of the long journey that they've taken, they've had to adapt to the idea of generations and generations of living inside these ships, never really stepping foot outside them until they reached this galaxy about 10 years ago, searching for a planet to call home. What negative are we gonna take so we can balance this out? I'm thinking we're going to take deviance. These people are rebellious in nature and constantly try to challenge the status quo. This will hurt our governing ethics attraction by negative 15%. That seems okay. Now bear in mind, guys, you know, I think this is actually pretty good. You know, I am not the best Stellaris player. That's kind of the fun. I actually haven't played a full campaign in this newest version with the expansion pack because I wanted to play it with you guys in the campaign. I want the events to be fresh for me. and I want to get your guys' feedback as we play. It's all about audience participation in this. All right, so I think we're good. Let's design our, let's save that. Let's design our map. So, game details. We're gonna go with medium star again because by the time we finish this, there may be another expansion out, which is kind of what happened to us in season 2. We're gonna be doing 2 episodes a week at minimum. That's my goal, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't wanna do spiral arm. In my testing, that was really dumb. So we'll do, let's just do elliptical. How many AIs will there be? I say let's do 10. Advanced AI starts. I'm okay with having a couple of them, so I guess 3 is okay. This means that this controls how many of the regular AI empires will start with an initial advantage. They'll get a little bit more resources, a little technology. Now there are some mods installed, and I will put those in the description. We're using quite a bit of them to add more to the game, just more interesting missions to pop up, all kinds of stuff. I'll probably talk more about the mods in the next episode. Habitable worlds, we'll keep that at ×1. AI aggression difficulty, we're gonna leave those on normal. We could bump this up, but probably not because of the mods that I've installed will make the game already harder. So I'm gonna lay off that. Let's see, allow FTL. So I've gone back and forth on this one, allow FTL, and I've thought about doing just any, but actually hyperdrive sounds more interesting to me. Everybody is locked in certain hyperspace lanes, meaning we're gonna have choke points and important areas of space. It makes territory, I think, a little bit more important in how we move about it and what we try to claim, what we try to defend. It adds more to the strategy side of things than just any. Because half the races then are either locked into FTL lanes, or the other half can jump anywhere they want. We're gonna go with hyperdrive lanes, just to keep it a little different than the last season. Imperial placement, random is fine, advanced neighbors on, in-game crisis on. Definitely gonna do those. Now, fallen empires. I'm gonna leave on 2. I may regret this. Because they're super OP if they start attacking. They really are. I'm gonna bump it down to 1. That means we can't have the War for Heaven though, and that could be really interesting in the late game. Or it could be really dumb and they walk right over us. I'll just leave it on 2, that's kind of the default setting, we'll do it. Let's hit play and see what our map looks like. In the eons since the first primitive human communities took shape on the snowy fields and icy caves, we went for a cold planet. Now this start doesn't actually connect with us, but so looking at our government and how we set it up, our ethics, we are a theocratic republic at the moment. We are ruled by Mon Mothma. This will change in the first election, so I need to get you guys into this campaign. Our species, of course, is human, hyperspace travel. Our capital is Hoth in the Lynx Concordia system. And our ethics. So we are fanatic xenophiles. We are really excited about exploring the universe, and we're far more excited than the Empire ever was. We have been alone aboard these ships with just the human race for so long that we can't wait to get out and explore, to set foot on new worlds, and to meet new species. It's kind of twisted us into, interestingly enough, xenophiles. We are also spiritualists. So I'm gonna go with, there's a religious sect within our organization that has helped, well, kind of keep the peace. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. And you guys can help me through RP in the chat, kind of drive that aspect of the government. So we get -10 to unrest, which is nice, and government ethics attraction +15, which actually counterbalances our deviance, which is -15. So we're just kind of neutralized on that aspect because we have the spiritualists on board helping keep the peace. I like that. We've gotten used to the cold darkness of space, so we're comfortable in colder climates. We've also found that many of the beings in this galaxy are hostile, and it's easier to find a place to, well, build a civilization and to kind of hide out on an icy, moon-like world at the far reaches of the Lynx system. So that's why it's so cold. We're so far away from the sun. What else we got? We're adaptive and we're intelligent. So let's begin. We're gonna have a bunch of pop-ups because of the mods we have installed. All right, so advanced player challenges. What is this? If activated at the start of every new year, the game will check the status of player technology level, and if they The player has gained a new tech level that gives them, oh, so this gives access to the empires. They like always keep up with us. I'm gonna say no to this because not every empire should advance as fast as we are. I don't find that interesting. Some will automatically start out far more advanced than us, and some won't research the right technologies or build the right stuff that gets them to our levels. We're gonna say no thanks to that. I would like playable guardians. This allows the NPCs and the players to build these guardians if they do the proper research to get a hold of them. So this option will activate the NSC playable guardian feature, allowing you to study and research guardians, eventually grow and build them yourself, like the Dreadnought ship at the beginning. I'm gonna go with yes on that one. I think that's kind of cool. Chance of guardians popping up, I say this event determines the overall spawn chances of guardians. With a 0% meaning you'll never show up, and all the way to 100% guaranteeing their presence in the system. I'm gonna say 75%, so we're not sure if they show up or not. And since we are playing as Rebels, we'll go with the red laser color for the turbo laser mod you guys asked for so much in the last season, and I wasn't able to put it in. I was worried about stability in my game. Let's do some new research. We've picked up, of course, all of our ship technology that the mod has to pop in there. What are we gonna research starting out? Oh, so many things have changed. We now have a new resource, which is Unity, and we've also got food as an imperial resource for all of our planets. We can have agricultural worlds now, which is really cool. Starting from the top, do we want to research blue lasers? We don't, because we're using the Star Wars weapons mod, so we don't need to start researching those weapons, I don't believe. Shield technology, solar panels. Let's focus on building up the basis of our economy. So I'm thinking solar panels are the way to go to start. These are solar panels, of course, on the Lynxers space station / dry dock. There we go. Can't talk. Let's also. I've had 2 cups of coffee today, so I'm doing pretty good. Let's grab up the orbital farms or biolabs for research. We can also go military academy, which will give us cheaper recruitment costs and faster build speeds. It'll also lower our unrest on a planet. This is something to keep in mind. If we start having unrest on like our border worlds, we could put down military academies, and we can also put, I think, armies on the ground now to quell any type of resistance if we have that. All features that would have been great as playing for the Empire. But I'm gonna go with hydroponic farms on this biolab. Let's do biolab. Better research early on, can't hurt. Wow, we could do even more research and pick up the earliest engineering facilities. Or we could start right away getting the next customs office. I have a mod that adds a bunch of new stuff for the space station, so we can customize them a bit more. I'm assuming customs office is one of those objects. Customs office provides better protection and control of your space borders while slowing down migration. Planet border extrusion plus 25%. That's amazing. That's gonna take a while to research, but let's take that. How many systems are near us? Butt kiss. Crap. This is terrible. Wow, we are on the far corner of the universe. I like this map. You can tell that there's gonna be really important hyperspace lanes for all the empires to control, and a lot of dead-end systems. Kind of reminds me of EVE Online. Meaning, if they ever want to come over and attack us at Lynx Concordia, if like, say there's a hostile race, they're gonna have to come down this path, unless they're an awakened empire. I believe those actually have their own engines, which can get them anywhere they want. But see, that's what I'm talking about with these defensive locations we'll be able to focus on. All right, we got those all set up. First thing we gotta do, we need to name a couple of people. So I'm gonna pause this recording here, and I'm gonna name our ships. All right, there we go. Name the last one. So you're gonna find that the names of the stuff that auto builds is a little weird. I tried to go in and edit the text file that allows me to have names automatically come from the patrons and be put into the game. Sadly, the way that I've got it set up, the way that I structure, like it says captain, the person's name, and then the ship name, it doesn't jive real well with how the text file works when it adds the name. So I'm gonna have to continue to manually put them in, sadly. Who do we have though? Well, until we have a proper fleet admiral, I've decided to keep the name the Migrant Fleet. So this is the last of the ships that made it from that the old fleet that made it out here to this new galaxy. We've got 3 ships in the Migrant Fleet. We've got Captain Thriana of the Thierra, we've got Captain Hawk of the Ebon Hawk, and Captain Cybrin Monkey, Cybrin of the Monkey Lord, which is the weirdest name. If you find that I shortened your name, there's a character limit. So if your name is really long, I'm probably gonna have to shorten it. We've also got one construction ship. Nobody signed up for construction ships that I noticed in the patron, so we've got Armco, the construction ship, at this point. I still have to go through the rest of the patron names. So there may be somebody that signed up. I'm only about a quarter of the way through the 400 captains and different members of the community who signed up. So, all right, Lynx, Concordia system. We need to go ahead and scout you. So, Dr. Tabia, the Goat's Wrath. Survey. Let's unpause it at normal speed. We're gonna survey this. I kind of like this start. When I did a test to make sure that these mods work together, I started like in the middle. And I'll be honest, I got my butt kicked really early in the game because I started right next to something hostile. It was terrible. So we'll see how this works. What's on the planet's surface? Let's find out. Now, on Hoth, our icy world, with giant cities already showing on it. On Hoth, we have spaceport. No, surface. We got +4 food coming in. We are slowly growing our next population, and everybody's got a structure right now. I don't think we really need more food. We could probably use more power or more resources coming in. Definitely more resources this early. Why don't we take somebody off? Let's let that keep building up. Let's get a new mine online. Build, mine, because we're gonna need new ships. We're probably gonna want to start thinking about colonization. That's the first question I'm gonna kind of give to you guys is, where's our side ship? Are you at exploring? Fantastic. Do we focus on colonization really early and spreading the alliance, the Rebel Alliance's territory, which at some point when we go into an advanced government, I think we should shift over to being like a full-fledged republic. Right now, we're just a bunch of survivors that have made it to a new system and are just trying to establish some type of government and economy. But at some point, we're gonna have to standardize and become a proper government. Now, we've got the Hycan system not too far away. It's not a large planet. It's only got 12 planet size, so 12 blocks on the grid when we look at building on the surface. We need to send a science ship out farther. Why don't we send the migrant fleet to do a little scouting? They've got engines. They're just sitting around. They've got gear and equipment. And let's look at their ship design while these guys head out of the system. So, the migrant fleet is currently, wow, we gotta rename this ship. That's a terrible name. I'm also using a mod, it's the 1080p mod, so hopefully this looks a lot better to you guys. I had to use it because we have another mod that allows us to dictate ship behavior, how they move with inside the fleet. So do they flank from the left and the right side? Do they go straight at them and curve and start broadsiding? Do they try to curve around the enemy? Do they go right in their face, scraping paint? If they're not scraping paint, they're not scraping bullets. You know, that's kind of what we can design now, which is kind of cool. Also got lots more space to develop our ship's design. So first, let's rename you. We're gonna call you the runner class. The runner class corvette, as in the blockade runner. We'll get rid of this old design right now. This new design, we're gonna swap out your weapons for proper Star Wars weapons. We've got blaster lasers. How do you compare? 4 out of 10 damage at 45 range. 5 out of 10 damage at 40 range, but you ignore armor, but you're less against shields. You actually, they're not great, but they'll work. Now, we do have new objects that we can put inside the ships. Right now, the only thing we have unlocked is the kitchen sink, and we've also got, I've installed a new reactor mod. It'll be in the description, that allows you to choose a proper engine reactor. So we're not just shoving them in here, we can actually choose the newest one we've got, making ship design a little bit more interesting. I really do like this. Sadly, I don't think we have the power to run the kitchen sink. Kitchen sink, a clean crew is a happy crew. Gives you a bonus, a small bonus to everything. Don't have the power to run that just yet. And we'll use the default AI for now. Everything else is fine. All right. I mean, I guess we could do that. And then we could do that. And that's a slight bonus. Let's save it, because this gives you what?
System survey
+1, let's pause this for 2 seconds. This gives you +1 to fire rate, weapon damage, shield hit points, everything. +1 to everything. I can't say no to that. Cool. I just always felt it really strange that, you didn't have a lot of interesting customization options. So All right, there is the runner class. We're gonna call you the Armco class.
Construction complete.
Oops, I unpaused it, apparently. And we'll get rid of the old one. We'll also put you on auto upgrade. Same with the runner class, we'll put you on auto upgrade as well. Colony ship, let me know in the comments what we should call our colony ship. I'll upgrade this later, we don't plan on building any of these yet. And then our science ship should be the, what about the science runner? Auto upgrade for you, you're good to go. And we'll get rid of the old design. Our first defense platforms, we've even got these. Oh, this is cool. Can we swap these out for, yeah, I can put hangar base, but I have scout wings. I'm not gonna do that. Let's just do medium platforms and one large platform on our defensive stations. We can go ahead and design these real quick. I want access to these. Oh, we have to use red lasers, do we? Because we don't have a medium-sized blaster cannon yet. Give you a couple kitchen sinks. Let's call you the Golden One. Totally spelled it wrong. Auto upgrade, we'll save that for now. Do you need power? I guess you don't. We don't have any defense for you. We won't be building one of these anytime soon. We can get rid of that. All right, cool. We can name the rest of it later in our frontier outpost, which we can totally give you blaster cannons just to make sure you're using the right stuff. I want to see what the effect looks like, so. All right, what do we got? We found another planet out there. Nice, it's a tundra world. It's another cold world. 15, a little bit bigger. Let's send our science ship to scan. You're 15, you're 15, you're 12. It would probably benefit us the most to grab this planet so we own these hyperspace lanes. Science ship, go survey this. And then survey the rest of these. Like, we'll backtrack from there. Since this is our way out, we probably need to come all the way out here. That way we have multiple exits to our territory. But I love how defended this spawn's gonna be. This is so good. And it matches the lore too. How perfect is that? We came into a new universe. We searched the border worlds and eventually found a place to call home. Construction ship, Armco construction ship. We have one thing that you can build. We got kinda screwed. All we have is a little bit of energy coming off the gas giant in our system. One of the new mods that I've installed adds a ton of new planets that actually look visually different. This may not be one of those, this gas giant. Let's see if we can see any major storms. Yeah, maybe there. We've also got a bunch of new, with those planets, new, what are these called? Like random things that could be happening on the planet that affects how that planet behaves, which is kind of neat. So we got high gravity, and we've got strong magnetic field. Well, we're not going to be living on this planet, so it's really a non-issue. Migrant fleet, go ahead and fly down this dead end, and let's see if there's anything down there, and then I want you to come back this way, just to get a little bit more of a sensor readout on what we've got in these systems. Science ship is en route. The Goat's Wrath. Tabby's planning on getting goats, so I thought it was appropriate. Preparing for jump to hyperspace. I mean, Stellaris is a beautiful game. And with the mods that add in new planets that fit really well, it's just gorgeous. Now, there was a mod that I had installed that I got rid of. It was Clean Universe. It gets rid of all of these lines here, but it also got rid of the, what was it? It really toned down the hyperspace lines, meaning they were almost impossible to see. I did get rid of that weird trail that all ships have. That's another version of the Clean mod. The reason being, I got rid of the trail because when you have fighters, whoa, we've got something over here. Hostile fleets, alien vessels. And we've encounter in the Veracruz Black Hole. We've encountered some form of alien vessel in Veracruz Black Hole system. These strange objects have been flagged as gamma aliens. That's interesting. We'll have to do some research and figure out what they are. Enigmatic spacefarers. The Rebel Alliance has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars in our local system, despite their intentions being unknown and potentially even hostile. The atmosphere on Hoth, following the reports from our contact fleet, can best be described as rapturous and maybe slightly cold because it's freezing there. What do we actually have? Wow, in the edge of the black hole, we've got some strange alien life forms. They look like pure energy. They're also fairly strong at 1k per. Our largest fleet is at 37, so that gives you an idea. Let's investigate these guys. I would like to know more. How goes the research, Tabby? Working on it. Now, one of the things that I haven't done yet for research is I haven't renamed any of our doctors because there's an issue with Patreon where I can't tell who has actually donated until it goes all the way through. So I have to see, how many are just random people trying to submit stuff and who are actually want to be doctors. And there are very few actual people who put in for being a doctor. So I may have to take these possibly from the community. So if you want to be a scientist, drop a comment, maybe with a little bit of a description of your character in the comment of this video, and we'll get you filling in for any patrons that aren't there yet. Don't engage the strange alien life that we're currently studying, please, Migrant Fleet. Just get out of there. There's a world back here, dry climate, not all that interesting to us. There may be resources or maybe scientific discoveries that can be had back there. If we can push our border that far, with the nearest world being here, I don't know, putting a frontier outpost near that would be worth it. It'd have to be amazing. Maybe high mineral output or something. How are we doing on Hoth? You could be doing better work there. We don't need the extra food, so you go here. Having extra food, does it give us a bonus to growth rate? Food represents various nutrients required to sustain population growth. Surplus food will be stockpiled according to the stockpile policy, and contributes to population growth. Let's look at our policies right now. Policies and edicts. So, we can have more, we can actually hit an edict up right now if we wanted to. Food stockpiling, here we go. Minimal, balanced, or large. Why would we not? Keeping our food stockpile to a minimum ensures that it can be put to better use towards population growth. We can stockpile it heavily. Balanced approach to stockpiling will allow us to use our food supplies towards growth while still leaving us, see, it doesn't tell us any numbers. I'm gonna go with minimal and hope we don't have a famine, at least for now. Monthly gain +4, interesting. Limited bombardment, resettlement is prohibited. We are peaceful first contact. Slavery is prohibited, purge prohibited. Refugees are welcome, because we want to be a beacon. And then we've got difficulties, and I love it. I can actually change the ISB difficulty mid-game here. Right now, we'll just go with normal. And you may have noticed disable pirate waves. That's another mod that I've installed to keep this a little bit fresher. So that's gonna be a thing. We can even change their difficulty if we want to make them a little harder if we feel like the game's gotten a little stale in maybe the mid-game, where that used to happen a lot in the old version. In this new one with the expansions and the extra mods that I put in, who knows? All right, temple discovery, strange temple. Scientist Ulrich Kyber on board the science vessel Dr. Tabby, the Goat's Wrath, has made an interesting discovery. The breathtaking, indescribably beautiful, ruined, mysterious, rock-hewn temple would be amazing to any that were to spend time looking at it if it was not for its dangerous allure. Stories are scribbled on the walls, warnings almost, of previous explorers who spend days in darkness as they wander around the temple. In the end, they were no longer able to resist the powerful visions and auditory hallucinations that appeared, nor the madness-inspired impulses to enter the inner sanctum of the temple. What in the world? The inner sanctum now appearing to you impossibly illuminated by what seems to be a flickering altered flame. That is really crazy, and I love the image. This has got to be from the mod. We get a bunch of science society research. Cool. Awesome sauce. Let's send... I probably should have researched this first. Science ship! Continue to survey that system, and then beeline it over to here. So far, the system's looking pretty good. We got extra society research power coming off another gas giant, which has, what is this? Frequent thunderstorms on it. That's cool. We've also got some minerals off of a dead world near the center. What in the world are you, Cthulhu? Strange voices. During the initial scans of this world, the exploration crew heard strange voices. Voices promising eternal life, unlimited power, and to fulfill all your desires. All you have to do is come down to the surface and perform a certain ritual. Nope. That would be yeah, that has to be what they found, the temple. Super creepy. How many more planets do we have in this system that you need to scan? 1, 2, 3, looks like 3 more.
Special project.
Let's change your name to Dr. Tabby, so that makes more sense. Excellent. Oh, this is the research for the void clouds that we just did. All right, a cloud reads the odd report. Collated from multiple sources, like a cloud of luminous star stuff billowing in the darkness. The report goes on to refer to the phenomenon somewhat poetically as void cloud. It's funny that this description seems to be different than the one that the Empire saw. It was seen much more as like a threat. It is evident to the priesthood of the Rebel Alliance that these clouds are heralds animated by some higher will. Exactly who or what this will belongs is subject to heated debate and is likely to remain so for the foreseeable future. Until such time as Void Cloud's true nature can be ascertained, it would perhaps be prudent to treat the immense power emanating, evident in its rolling motions, as cautious. So, what do we want to do? It's just religious. I wonder why we don't have, like, begin the Void Cloud event chain, or issue special project, Void Cloud observation. It must be studied. So, a conduit of divine or not, it must be studied. We're going to side with science over religion on this one. What's the actual situation then? It's shortcut key. F3 for that? Yeah, F3. What do they want from us? They want us to just do the straight up research. Task a science department with collecting and collating data relating to the Void Cloud. What are we researching right now that we're going to put on hold? Whoops, wrong one. Our current research is going to take forever anyways. I say we do the research for the Void Cloud. 17 months, that's not too far out. Our migrant fleet has made it out a little bit farther. Let's go all the way out to here so we can scan these worlds. We're just looking for possibly habitable worlds. And then we'll figure out from there where you need to go. Since there shouldn't be any enemies that can come at us except for through here, I don't feel too bad having the defense fleet so far away. We're still building up our influence. We're building up food stockpiles, so we can only hold 200. How is Hoth doing on the ground? Have we grown another population yet? No, not yet. I don't know. Can we build colony ships this early? We can. So you just start with the ability to build colony ships now.
System survey.
I'm debating on whether or not it's worth it to go ahead and colonize the first world we see, but I would like to have, like, 6 power is a considerable amount. How spread out is that? I'm gonna have to go with yes. The Valtom Star Assembly. We have encountered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization. They must have been active in this region of space approximately 12 million years ago, judging by the age of the artifact, or the age of the artifacts. From what they've been able to piece together so far, scientists theorize that these aliens, who call themselves the Voltom Star Assembly, were worm-like annelids, roughly 3 to 4 meters in length, that communicated with each other primarily through vibrations carried along their segmented bodies.
Situation
interesting. And now we've got the precursor chain of events. Now, we tried to do this in the last campaign and got totally screwed by it because it was bugged out. We figured out we did all the things we were supposed to, and we never got whatever the last bit was supposed to be. And I think it was supposed to be like one of their civilization systems. We were gonna find their home world. But yeah, the old version was bugged. This new version should be though, so that might be worth it. We're gonna have to find these other 6 worlds, exploration. Construction ship. The science ship is on his way back. It's gonna scan this. I think we should probably, wow, we're not gonna be able to use any of these worlds. Like, there's almost no space here. Plus 25 society bonus? No shit. Plus 25 mineral bonus and natural beauty. It does have some really nice bonuses though. I love these little images. But its territory is crap. The 25 mineral bonus though. We could use this as like a mining planet, is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna say we do it. That's a lot of resources. We could also use the extra power. It'll also give us control over these worlds here that we haven't scanned yet, and I wanna own this territory. Okay, I'm gonna colonize the first planet. I wanna know what your guys' thoughts are on that, because expanding lowers how fast you research. At least it did in the last version. Let's begin construction of a colony ship. Unless we find a new world that's way more interesting. Holy crap. Holy crap. Talking crap, look at this. We've got a world, or a system here, not too far out of what I guess we'll call the main highway into our area. Tabby has gained a level, congratulations on your level up. Where we've got multiple worlds, decent size. Here's 16, ice worlds. Here's another one, 12, frozen climate. And then a small moon. I don't know why it's so cold when it's so close to the planet, or so close to the sun, but okay. 13. That's a lot of territory in one system. Yeah, go this way. I want to see if there's any other worlds there. This is the highway. That's what we're gonna call it. Construction ship. Wow, man, I feel like you should be doing something, but you need to just get over here to the high can system, and we'll see what it's got. Our science ship should have just arrived. They have. Excellent. Impossible. Speed up just a little bit. We're waiting for planets to grow. We're building a colony ship. Might as well speed it up. Discovery. Very hot planet core. Well, look at this planet. No joke. Scientist Dr. Tabby on board the Goat's Wrath has made an interesting discovery. This world has a remarkably hot core. Surface temperatures are higher than what one would expect from such a world. Further study would be required to better understand the geological interactions of the planet's tectonics within its core. Interesting. Terraforming speed bonus of 10%. 1 out of 3 terraforming discoveries. What? Oh, that's awesome. So what, if we control this, or because we found it, we get that bonus? Discovering worlds like this gives you a stacking terraforming speed bonus, 10% up to 30%. That's awesome! Oh God, I love the mods. They make everything feel so fresh. I mean, that may not be modded, that may be part of the expansion, but one of the mods that I installed was more events like that, which is pretty cool. Tabby's beginning to scan the Hycan's star, the first star that we've scanned outside of our home system. What do we got? Nothing. Just a K-class star. Low metallurgy. Construction ship. Yeah, just keep chilling there until we find more resources. The colony ship is building. Planet Hoth is doing... Oh, I could build. No, we can't. We never finished the research. Because we're doing the void cloud observation. How much longer on that? 50%. Okay. We're real slow. We're real slow right now. How's the surface of Hoth doing? Oh, so here's the armies that I was talking about. How many you can garrison are on here. Your fortifications are on there. But what I like is, where was it? This has a direct impact, I may say it here. Ah, here it is. On how affected your world is and by what. So unrest minus 50 because of our armies currently on the planet's surface. So if we ever have like a rebellion going on, we kind of did this story in the last season, but we can actually do this story now where you get a bonus for having ground troops on the ground instead of just waiting for them to rebel and then having the troops there to fight it off. Which is kind of what we did against the, was it the Elegon, I think, in Season 2? All right, anomaly found. This is the first proper anomaly we found. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization in this habitable world. 10% risk, that's not bad. Go ahead and you can change scientists straight up. Do the research, 10% failure is pretty weak. If you die, if Tabby dies on the first frickin' planet that we're researching, even though she lived for like 200 years in the last season, I'm so disappointed. Discovery, precursor communication hub. Science Dr. Tabby on board the science vessel. Goat's Wrath has made an interesting discovery. A single large spire is all that stands out among the ruins of this world, still emitting light with a beacon going from its center all the way up into space. We believe this is used to link up to a satellite grid, perhaps used to communicate or monitoring. We should try to use it. Whoa, we get a bunch of unity. Perhaps there are more worlds like this to be discovered. And we get a bunch of unity. All right. This is a question. I'm gonna leave this to the vote. This is gonna be the vote. So, unity. These are the traditions that we can take on. Now, if we focus our empire on what do they call it? Vertically, like making it smaller, but making it better in technology, focusing on building up this unity traditions system, we can be very powerful but very small, versus expanding like we do with the empire all over the place and having huge amounts of resources coming in. But we're going to take hits on how fast we research and whatnot. So my question to you guys is, this is how we're gonna shape who we are in one of the ways outside of just our policies. What do we focus on first? Is the rebels interested in expansion? Are we interested in, say, what would be something like a republic that's goal is to be a beacon of democracy and freedom in the galaxy? Maybe diplomacy might be one where we work toward getting to Federation as quickly as possible. We also get bonuses to unity, keeping us together. We get bonuses to naval tradition, up to the naval cap. What is this? Habitability, that's not bad. Visitor center for alien tourists, bring aliens here. We could do something like harmony, which I guess would kind of make sense for us. But then I think so would discovery. To boldly go. This is anomaly research a little bit better, and then chance of discovering them a little bit more interesting, a little bit better. That could have some really good payoffs. Expansion could be good too, to establish ourselves in this new galaxy. What is this? We can actually get more unity from having capital buildings. Growth speed of populations goes up by 10%. And colony development speed increases by 50%. That's considerable bonus. And then we'll get ascension perks where we can actually customize our empire even more. These are gonna be fun to explore. So let me know what you guys think. Which one of these trees should we look at first? Should we go for first? I will be reading your comments. I'm gonna end this here. Looking at the Rebel Alliance, we have not come into contact with any alien empires yet, just these void clouds that we're researching. We have this really interesting setup where we're on the outskirts of the galaxy. Where are we going to expand to first? Do we expand out into these like corner worlds, right? Maybe these twin worlds that border the highway, the hyperspace highway into our territory. I really am looking forward to reading your comments and your guys' in-universe RP for this. It will, of course, affect the story. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next episode of Stellaris. Wednesdays and Saturdays is the goal. Later, everybody.